All right, so I have this little homemade jig that I made. I actually had to work today. It's Saturday. I only had to go in for the morning for 5 hours. But during the time that I was there, I went ahead and made this jig. All right, so how it works. So I have different plane blades. Right now they're all soaking over here in vinegar, along with some of my frogs. Okay, so this one is a real small hand plane that I have in here. Okay, then I have some bigger ones. They're thicker, a little bit longer, and then also have two that are like this. This is actually for the number 4 and the number 4 Stanley. So what I've done is these blades that I'm currently working on, I also made this little jig. This is just a regular sharpening stone, double-sided. So I drew a line so that is square to the edge of this side over here. That way I can put the plane. So what I've done is I put the plane into the jig, and then by looking down the side of it like that, trying to look and see if there's any gaps between the tip and the heel of the main bevel, and trying to see if I need to raise it some or lower it some. And with this, since this is a fixed height on the jig and I can only go so long depending on the length of the blade, what I've done is I've just cut some spacers to put underneath the stone to raise it up as needed. So whenever I put it on there, I was able to look and I can see that there's no light, there's no gap, that it was flat. But this blade, I have yet to sharpen this since I bought it from the store properly. So that's why it's really off. And you can even see on the back side, like when you saw me flattening the back side, I have the nice little U shape or horseshoe. So this means that it's telling me that this is cupped in the middle whenever they made it. So I went ahead and flattened it out. That's really all you need up to the edge. That'll last me quite a while. And then from here, I'm just going and I'm establishing that main bevel, which should be, it's right around 25 degrees. I did check it. With a bevel gauge. So once you've established all the bevels and the flat sides of your plane blades, it really should not take that long to keep them sharp. Just that first initial, whenever you first buy it from the store, is what takes the longest. Keep knocking out my sponge. If you want to know why that's there, because I cut this little thing out on a table saw and it has a little gap in there, but that's fine. I wanted the gap to be there whenever I first made it, so I could put something like this there, because whenever I have to raise the stone up, if I come off the end and I'm going back front, that stops me from hitting the edge of the stone with the edge that I'm trying to put on my blade. So it's like a little protective stop, because I've done it. Just like that. And my little protector wasn't there, but I did not hit the stone, because you can hear it when it hits the stone. I hit the wood, but that's still not ideal. Check it in the light. I didn't put any chips in it, so. Well, you just keep going. Oh, it's getting so close. Just a little bit. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever set the main bevel on this blade, and it's the first time I've done anything to the back. So it's a workout. I'm not gonna lie. This takes a little bit to do. But see, right about the middle of the blade, there's still just a little tiny rough spot. And I'm quite certain that that will come out whenever I do the micro bevel. Alright, so this is the primary bevel. Like I said, I use my little cheat marks over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this off. Now I'm going to move the blade back. And so from there, I can see a noticeable difference whenever I go to look at the heel. So let's see if we can get a shot of it. Okay, so the body of this hand plane has been sitting in the vinegar as well. As you can see, it's covered in rust. The rest of the body is actually painted, so it's in really good shape. It's just this one. This one was sitting in water, I think, at some point in time, and it got rust on the bottom. New or used, okay, is always check, because most times these things do not work directly from the store. You do have to hone them in. You do have to fix them. You do have to sharpen them before putting them to use. This isn't one of those types of tools that you just grab right from the store and immediately start putting it to use. It needs a little bit of work. can still see it has a little bit of those dark spots. I can tell it's dead flat because has a nice little suction. Alright, so do I think these little spots on here are going to stop the performance of this hand plane? No, I do not. Do I want them to go away? Yes, I do. But until I can get some better sandpaper, I mean, this thing's dead flat. So, alright, so this one's really simple. So it has just it's a metal wedge slash frog kind of built in. Well, all in one. Get this cleaned up just a hair. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this back together. Like I said, this is a block plane. So with the block plane blade, okay, different types of blades, you're going to have the bevel down. All right. Some type of blades, you're going to have the bevel to where it's facing down, and then sometimes the bevel will be facing up. The easiest way to remember which way it's going to go is whenever the plane or the blade is sitting in your plane, you got to look and see. So if I just put this bevel down, setting in here, and then I look, right, I can even put the frog in. So if I was to look at that, now my bevel is down, and it's not even clearing the mouth of my plane. So even if I was to, adjust it to get it to go forward, okay, because this one, you're just moving it by hand, right, trying to get it to go left or right. But if I was to push this forward, it's not even going to clear the opening, okay? Plus I can see that the angle of this is low. So I already automatically know that I have that plane blade in there upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen this back up. Now if you have a sharper plane, like a number 4, number 5 Stanley, then when it's in there, then you want that bevel to be facing down because your blade is more up at an angle like this. So you want that bevel to be down. But in this low angle one, I want my bevel, the main bevel, to be up. So I'm going to get that to where it's just touching my wood. Put my frog in, or my wedge. It does both. All right, and then I'm going to start tightening that just where it's snug. Okay, for this one, you're doing it because it's not the adjustment of the blade on this style. This one is just holding my blade in. Okay, then I'm going to go to underside, and then I'm going to look and see, is it straight? Okay, I already know that it's not sticking out past the sole because I had it sitting on the wood. So if I want it to go out, okay, so then that's when I'm going to take a hammer. I just have a little cheesy hammer right now. I need to make one for my planes. So on this one, it has it's where you can hit on the back of it. So you're not hitting the frog or the blade. You can hit the back. But if I hit the back, okay, like that, it's going to cause my blade to go up inside. Okay, I want my blade to come out, so either you can hit the front to get my blade to come down. Okay. Or you can just tap on the blade and you're looking to make sure that it's in straight. Because this one doesn't have a whole lot of adjustment. And I can see that it's just barely sticking out. So I would say it works rather well. And someone did ask me if the holdfast works in this bench with it only being the 1.5 inch thick with these. So I'm going to have another video coming out on this bench. It's still not 100% finished because obviously we started using it and I just never got around to finishing it properly. But I'm going to show you how it works. And as you can see, it does have a holdfast. This holdfast is not meant for this bench, and it still holds the wood just fine.